and welcome back to another segment of Owning Your Outdoors. Joining me, as always, is Mr. Doug Schroeder from Lewis. How are you doing today, Doug?
Great. Great to be here.
It's Arbor Day.
It is.
Perfect day, it looks like, to plant a tree, maybe. How might we go about that?
Well, there's a process that you go through planting a tree, but the first thing I want to talk about is why we plant trees. Plant a tree, it adds beauty and value to your house. It cleans our air. It produces fruit. It's just a lot of things that trees do for us.
Yeah, many things that you mentioned right there. And how might we go about doing that on this Arbor Day?
Well, you select your tree. The first thing you want to do is look at your yard. And my biggest determination on picking a tree is the size of the canopy. Don't go with a tree that's going to be oversized for your yard. Pick out a tree that'll complement where your house is. I usually go smaller, just because I think smaller canopies work better in our city.
I think so too. Is there any kind of permit that you need to get from the city?
Yes,
Anything?
a lot of things you need to do. First of all and foremost, got to call 811.
Okay.
Get those power lines and utilities marked so you don't cut into them.
Very smart.
Yes, and then there is a permit. If you're going to plant a tree in a parking strip, the city has a permit you must get.
Oh.
It has a lot of determinations on space from the corner, the type of tree you're going to plant. There's only a few varieties that are allowed to be planted in a parking strip.
All right, Doug. So now, how would you actually go about planting a tree maybe on this Arbor Day?
Well, once you've selected your tree, Lexie, you dig a hole. The hole should be twice as wide as the ball of the tree, but no deeper than the surface of the ball. You don't want to plant a tree deep. If you do, the tree will fall and die. So that's very important. After you've dug the hole, you can simply take the tree out of the container, and you need to loosen the root ball. You can actually use a utility knife, cut the roots. It doesn't hurt the tree at all, but you want the root ball to get loose.
Very interesting.
After that, fill your hole with water, place your tree, add your soil back in, tamp it lightly. You want to get the air pockets out of there so that it's nice and planted solid. After that, you want to mulch your tree. When you put mulch on the tree, you want to make sure it's about 6 inches away from the trunk.
Okay.
But use about 3 inches of mulch to keep the moisture in. Stake your tree. All those winds you give us.
Oh,
You need to, yeah, we're in a windy part of the country. It's important.
Really are.
Yeah, the first year you want to have it staked solid. Give it a little bit of give so it doesn't snap, but it'll give you a straight tree in years to come.
Okay.
But one note on that, only 1 year on staking.
Just 1 year, and then we take it out.
Right, take it out.
Just a year.
You've got to let the roots fend for themselves and
Right.
develop strongly.
We'll help them out to begin with, but we got to let them out on their own eventually.
That's right. Watering, I recommend a couple times a week. It really depends on the weather we're having. If it's wetter, then you don't have to water, but for the first month, make sure you're giving it water a couple times a week.
Yeah, especially with just how dry it's been lately.
Yes, you've got to give it some moisture to get established. After that, you can cut back to once a week the first year,
Okay.
and it should do just fine. One final thing on trees, when you get into fall, make sure your young trees are wrapped.
Oh.
Rabbits in this area, I've lost a couple trees because I did not do that. They will actually eat the bark right off the tree.
Okay.
So with all those instructions, we should have a healthy tree, beautiful tree for years to come.
Well, I heard maybe the garden center is opening too here, Doug?
Yes, if you stop by any of our garden centers today, you'll see a lot of activity. They're going to be filling up fast. So they're open. Stop on in and see us.
And you have trees there.
We have trees, beautiful trees.
Perfect for this Arbor Day. Well, thanks so much for joining me here today. And in Sioux Falls, Lexie, Merley, Dakota News Now.